Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Tea Break Songwriting. Welcome back. I'm going to turn that reverb off for now. It's Monday night, and that can mean only one thing. It's time to write a song, or as much of a song as we possibly can, in just 10 minutes. We've had some interesting constraints so far. Last week we had a song about a tourist attraction in Nottinghamshire. I strongly suggest you go back and watch that one. I've actually been working on that song this week just to add a little bit more to it, what it might sound like. We've had using effects and reverb as a bit of a stimulus for songwriting. We've had prompts from a single word, but all of them are on YouTube, so please go and check them out on YouTube. Full playlist there of all the ones that we've done so far. But today's a little bit different because I guess it's not strictly going to be songwriting like we've done before. It's actually going to be an element of songwriting. So we're not going to come up with something totally new today. It's more going to be making something or amending something that we've done before, which is it's just as important as coming up with something new. And I feel like this has been a valuable skill, and it's kind of a light version of a valuable skill, being able to amend your existing work. And the first part of that is looking at songs that you've already written and changing them and improving them or making a new version of them. And I got the idea for this yesterday. I was listening to the record I Am the Cosmos by Chris Bell, who was in Big Star, one of my favourite bands. And I think there must be on the deluxe version of that about 4 or 5 different versions, maybe 3 or 4, let's not stretch to 5 versions of the song You and Your Sister, which is a great song. It's very much like, if you know Big Star song 13, it's like 13 part 2. Really nice sort of acoustic guitar chords. Where is it? I can't remember You and Your Sister. Yeah, it's like, you say my love for you ain't real. It's all that. Nice. Anyway, many different versions of it. And it made me think about taking one of my songs and going, okay, let's do a different version of it, but specifically like an acoustic version. The acoustic version has become, or it certainly became in my teenage years, like an easy way to do like a bonus track on a record. You go, oh, here's the acoustic version. And some acoustic versions are better than others. Some are just like, you're playing it on an acoustic guitar, and that's kind of it. That's the extent of it. But I feel like there's some really great acoustic versions. The first one that comes to mind is the acoustic version of Misery Business by Paramore, because it's got a totally different acoustic guitar part, totally different. And it's great, and it sort of shows you how great the song is. So I thought what we do today, and we'll get the timer going, is create a different acoustic version of one of my songs. Now, the song I'm going to choose is the song Mondays, which was the first track on Geoff 2. That's right, the first track on Geoff 2. And I've played around with this before, but I've played around with it in a sense that, like, Mondays is there, and I could just play what it is on the record, originally electric guitar, and play the kind of Now, let's assume that for the most part the vocal part's going to stay the same. But before we do, let's start this tomato timer. Okay, so 10 minutes. What can we do? I know the chords. I know the lyrics as well because I wrote it. So that's a nice starting point. But originally, it's in D flat. So what I'm going to do straight away is move it down to a different key that's a little bit easier to sing, because that immediately puts you in a different place. So if I move it down 2, we are now in the key of B major. Now I can play the same chord shapes. And one approach I could take, if I had more than 10 minutes, is go, where else can I move this? Where else can I play it? So, say for example, if I wanted to play it in the original key, I want to play it in D flat, I could put the capo on 1 and play it with the C shapes on the guitar. And then puts you in a very different place already. Sounds more like an acoustic version, right? So the story goes, they say no one knows why you made that call. Until then, just immediately quite different. But the other thing we can do as well, I'm going to put this on now, a little bit of reverb, just a tiny bit, just to take that to a slightly different place. The acoustic version, there we go. When you left, so the story goes, they say no one knows why you made that call. So I could do that, but for the sake of 10 minutes and kind of working out the chords, I'm going to move it to there. Now I could strum, so we're in a totally different key, but I could strum it, but I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try maybe sort of like a little arpeggiated figure for it. So when you're playing guitar on your own, I guess maybe the most important thing, or not, depending on which way you approach it, is to make sure the bass notes are the same. So I could keep that kind of like there. So now you're there. So I was following the same patterns, but sort of playing it as an arpeggiated figure. Difference being keeping those 2 notes there. So that would be when you left, so the story goes, they say no one knows why you made that call. Until then, it was you and me. What a pair we'd be, I could see it all. I'm trying not to play along with the tomato timer. It sounds like a metronome. When you left, so the story goes. No, I can't quite do that. Too quick. So that could be the verse. Maybe we could do that as a variation. Now, the next bit we get to is originally some nice kind of I guess I could play that, but one thing I'd say is that if I was arranging it like this, knowing that that's such a I could save that for a future bridge. So like that could be the second bridge, the forgive me 'cause I know it's wrong, but I still, what is it? Do I know my own lyrics? Forgive me 'cause I know it's wrong, but I still look you up. I think about your little life and pray that we make up, but till then. Okay, so that's the second time. First time, my inclination will be to use some slightly more interesting chords. So E minor, D and C is where we were originally. But I guess we could put something which is kind of like an E minor 9. I feel like, is that an E minor 9? Yeah, it's an E minor add 9. Okay? So that would be, and I tried so hard with others, when I'm with them I see you. When I think I'm on to something good, it lasts a day or two. So I'm actually taking the D major out there as well. Interesting. If you're joining us, let me know. I can see you're here, Megan. Great to see you again. Interesting. That kind of takes it to quite a contemplative place, that, doesn't it? I've tried so hard with others, when I'm with them I see you. I think it works better without the D major there. And I tried so hard with others, when I'm with them I see you. When I think I'm on to something good, it lasts a day or two. Okay, first chorus. Okay, I guess I could do that. Mondays are for pretty girls and driving in my car. So maybe we don't want to move too far away from the original there. I don't know. Mondays are for pretty girls and driving in my car. Tuesdays are for breaking down and wondering where you are. Could be single strums. Mondays are for pretty girls and driving in my car. Okay. Interesting. Maybe it could be like that. So I'm following the bass line a bit. So it's that kind of, Mondays are for pretty girls and driving in my car. Tuesdays are for breaking down and wondering where you are. Close enough. And the rest of the week is a blur, as I try to forget. Always do that. Forget the lady that I'm just not over yet. Could start building there, I guess. Mondays are for pretty girls and driving in my car. Tuesdays are for breaking down. Tuesdays are for breaking down and wondering where you are. And the rest of the week is a blur, as I try to forget the lady that I'm just not over yet. Okay, so how can we take it somewhere else for the next verse? We've had that before. So we've had. Tempted to do that. Bit of percussive playing. Even now, bringing the bass out. In this perfect place, you're another face that I can't forget. Trust me, babe. How I look around and I'm still not found one like you yet. But what that means is when I go here, actually maybe it does kind of change it. A nice bit of contrast before the chorus. So that would be, trust me, babe, how I look around and I've still not found no one like you yet. Forgive me, 'cause I know it's wrong, but I still look you up. I think about your little life and pray that we make up until then, Mondays, etc. That's the timer. We'll go on a little bit longer. So, can you see how we built that? We've got like a kind of first verse being, when you left, so the story goes, They say no one knows why you made that call. That timer. Come on. You've finished. Okay. It's going to keep ticking, apparently. When you left, so the story goes. They say no one knows why you made that call. Until then, it was you and me. What a pair we'd be, I could see it all. And I try so hard with others, when I'm with them I see you. When I think I'm on to something good, it lasts a day or two. Mondays are for pretty girls and driving in my car. Tuesdays are for breaking down and wondering where you are. And the rest of the week is a blur, as I try to forget the lady that I'm just not over yet. Well, no, even now, in this perfect place, you're another face that I can't forget. Trust me, babe, how I look around, and I've still not found no one like you yet. Forgive me, 'cause I know it's wrong, but I still look you up. I think about your little life and pray that we make up. But till then, Mondays are for pretty girls and driving in my car. Tuesdays are for breaking down and wondering where you are. And the rest of the week is a blur, as I try to forget the lady that I'm just not over yet. Yeah, okay. So maybe that's a good starting point. Maybe that's where it could go. You instantly open up totally different avenues if you have a second guitarist. If I had someone like Sam Julian to play the second part, I'd get him to play the lead part from the chorus. But the challenge is to try and do it with just what you've got in front of you, right? And that's what I've tried to do today. So there you go. That is a form of songwriting. Thinking about taking something and doing something different with it. I'm going to turn the reverb off for a second. Yeah, just thinking about it in a slightly different way and going, you know what? Can we reinvent this? And maybe that's a version that I'd play, an acoustic version on my own, rather than the full band version that we know. But there you go. That has been this week's Tea Break Songwriting. If you've enjoyed that, then go and watch the others and listen to Geoff 2 on Bandcamp as well. The full version of that is a little bit higher energy, a little bit less contemplative, should we say. And it's not an acoustic version, but this was the acoustic version that we have come up with in this session. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next one.